In 1995, Toho decided it was time to do the unthinkable. It was time to kill off Godzilla. The seventh and final film of the Heisei series is an absolute epic. Godzilla vs. Destoroyah pits Big G against his most formidable foe yet, a monster created from the very weapon that killed the original Godzilla in 1954, the Oxygen Destroyer. Now, Destoroyah is a very interesting kaiju. It's a bunch of crazy organisms that can combine to form large crab-like creatures. When they go about terrorizing the city, you almost forget you're even watching a Godzilla movie. The Destoroyahs are downright terrifying, and they would fit perfectly into a horror movie franchise. However, it's when they combine to make their final form that they're the deadliest. To quote James Rolfe, Destoroyah looks like the goddamn devil. He's able to shoot the micro-oxygen beam that can vaporize organic matter. In his final form, he has a laser horn that's capable of cutting through Godzilla's flesh. He also has the power of being a heartless bastard. Son of a bitch killed Junior, but more on that in a second. You may be asking yourself, what the hell is wrong with Godzilla? Why is he glowing all red? Well, it's because apparently his body is a nuclear reactor that's about to melt down and destroy the entire planet. Yeah, for realsies. After freezing him to contain the meltdown, the army decides their best bet is to get Godzilla and Destoroyah to fight, in the hopes that he can kill Godzilla and stop the imminent meltdown. They basically use Godzilla's son as bait. While Junior puts up a good fight against Destoroyah, he ultimately proves no match and ends up getting killed. It's a very sad scene to see Godzilla trying unsuccessfully to revive Junior. This pisses off Godzilla and he goes in for the kill. Unfortunately though, he doesn't take out Destoroyah, the army does. When Godzilla reaches critical mass, he literally begins to melt. It's very emotional to watch Godzilla die. Despite this no longer being the kid-friendly superhero version of the 60s and 70s, we've still come to love him. Luckily, the radiation from Godzilla's meltdown is absorbed by Junior, who awakens into a fully formed Godzilla ready to take his father's place. Despite the fact that this movie wasn't initially released in America, news of Godzilla's death was a big deal. I distinctly remember hearing about it on TV when I was a kid. I was disappointed that I couldn't get to see it. Thankfully, a few years later, it was released on DVD in America and all was made right in the world. If you haven't seen Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's my favorite of the Heisei series and showcases one of the greatest Godzilla enemies to date. Destoroyah is ruthless and badass. It's interesting that one of the best kaiju came so late in the series. It goes to prove that you don't have to rehash Mechagodzilla, Mothra, or King Ghidorah. You can have something new. But anyway, what do you think of Godzilla vs. Destoroyah? Do you love it as much as me, or do you think it's overrated? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you're so inclined, hit that thumbs up button to show your love for all things Godzilla. And stay in touch by subscribing to Pop Culture Cast today so you don't miss any of my phenomenal ramblings about Godzilla. There's a new video each week.